Ciao Marco.
Ciao Giacomo. Ciao. Ciao a tutti.
Hi everyone, I'm Marco, a journalist, and today we'll be talking about the collaboration between MIR, a company specializing in the production of metal products using high-precision lasers, and Backwell Tech, a Berlin-based company specializing in predictive artificial intelligence. We'll be discussing the implementation of MailSense, an email automation platform. Giacomo, first things first, could you tell us a little about MIR, the company, your services, and your team?
MIR was founded in 2006 in the metalworking sector. Then in 2012, we took over another company, which is the one we are now, which is in the sheet metal working sector. So we take care of the entire metalworking process, from the raw sheet metal, the finished product, which includes laser cutting, numerically controlled bending, welding, robotic welding, and laser welding. This, in short, is what we do.
Initially, before MailSense, what was the email management like, and how did you encounter problems?
The main problems were that people were under a lot of pressure due to the constant influx of emails, so it was always a very stressful workload for them. Put pressure on them constantly isn't a positive outcome, because unfortunately, people feel overwhelmed. And so that's not good.
And how many people were working on communication, on emails? And what happened was that emails were lost, estimates were lost, there was an overload?
At the time, there were mainly 3 people working on this, and it often happened that some emails were misunderstood, lost, forgotten, or incorrectly categorized. All those so-called human management issues, plus the factor that there was a lot of stress pressure for me too because of the increasingly tight deadlines. We know our customers are very demanding, so we have to move very quickly in the acceptance order and production phases.
Before working with Backwell, had you ever considered using artificial intelligence for your processes? What were your impressions of this tool?
So, before Backwell, I thought applying artificial intelligence was unthinkable, especially in my field. Then, after meeting Backwell, we analyzed all my problems. They were able to support me, and we decided to embark on this journey.
How does your team now use MailSense in their day-to-day operations?
So, for me, MailSense has now become practically indispensable because it accompanies us through every step we take in the technical office and in the estimating part. The email arrives, MailSense already divides them into an order or a quote, so it's assigned to the right person, completely automatically. And then our guys already have, let's say, almost 80% of the work ready, so they're much more efficient in the production part.
Are there any specific features that have quickly become essential to your work?
The division of emails, in particular, and the clarity with which it's done. A quick example, I receive an order. I know it's a valid order. The quantities are entered correctly. Unlike before, when perhaps they were entered manually, and there was always human error involved.
Have you noticed any measurable improvements since implementing MailSense? For example, faster turnaround times, fewer staff members dedicated to email, or less time spent on administration?
So we immediately notice greater efficiency. The more efficiency you get, the more production you get, the higher the turnover, the more orders you process in less time, and the more invoices you generate. And this is proportional. And the very important thing is that as the volume of work increases, mistakes are avoided. So if it's 100, then it is 100, not 80.
MailSense has changed the way you collaborate across different departments, such as between production and customer service.
MailSense has speeded up everything. It's like a boost for a company. So you're quicker to respond to quotes and quicker to respond to a customer if they have a specific need. It completely speeds up the production and administrative side and the quote process.
E in che modo
How has this type of automation enabled your team to focus more on other tasks?
Because what happens is that with such rapid management, we have much more time to dedicate to things that we now do manually, like programming our machines, like scheduling our purchases, and other small things that are optimized because you have more time to dedicate to them. Perhaps before, things were done in a rush, and we know very well that haste leads to mistakes.
vista la tua
Given your experience working with so many companies throughout Italy, what type of company do you think could benefit from a solution like MailSense?
posizione come MailSense?
So certainly all the companies that have internal production of any product in any sector, there is no specific sector for me for MailSense, because all the people who produce both their own product and on behalf of third parties, companies like mine, they need this, because when there is a huge volume of emails to manage, one person can't do it, two people can't do it, they are not as efficient as MailSense.
If you were to recommend MailSense to another company, what would you highlight about your experience?
As for our experience with Backwell, they made MailSense tailor-made for us, so the customization based on the customer's needs. All the customer's needs was largely satisfied. So I'd say that's what makes the difference.
If you had to describe the impact of MailSense in one sentence, what would you say?
One word would be enough: efficiency.
Ringraziamo I fondatori.
We thank the founders of MIR for offering us a clear and in-depth perspective on how they addressed one of the most significant challenges in today's industrial operations: managing communication flows. Experience shows us that tools like MailSense aren't simply about automation, but about making complex processes easier to manage, enabling teams to respond more quickly, stay aligned across departments, and prevent costly delays. In an industry where timing, accuracy, and coordination directly impact quality and delivery, MIR's approach offers us a great example of how technology can improve operational precision while maintaining the highest standards in manufacturing.